Welcome, we've made it to Tuesday. Will he make all 5 days? We don't know, we don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm running on adrenaline and Stella. Anyway, need to look at the to-do list. I was on the way down here thinking, oh, do the welding the wheel arch. By the time I got here, I was thinking, let's do the supercharger charge cooler pipe work, because that needs to be done. Because we also need to mount the rad at some point and figure that out. So we may do that. At the end of the other day, I just stuck the spotlights on, just mocking up again, working out how I'm going to do it. I'm thinking of, at the moment, currently running a bit of fiberglass across there with some screws or some nuts and bolts to hold that on. Or maybe some quick release type fitting so we can take the spotlights off from the bonnet. And then basically, yeah, going to fiberglass that on and bond it so it sort of like makes its own like flange. All right, let's have a look at the supercharger. It's not a supercharger, is it? Charge cooler. Okay, I should have shown you the inside first, but basically there's two outlets, inlet and outlet to the charge cooler. Basically, it just acts like a little heater, but you want to run it on its own matrix and its own water tank because you don't need the engine temperature heating the air because you're trying to cool the air down. So you want it all separate. So basically, in the end, what I'm going to do is we carefully remove the old heater, which now gives us a couple of holes for where the air conditioning hoses went, but also two pipes there where the old heater went. So we may fit another heater, but we ain't going to fit this one back in because I had to sort of gently persuade it to come out because obviously we've welded in a dash bar. So it didn't really want to come out, so we use a little bit of force. But what we do have are these nice aluminium pipes that go through the floor and then come down. So I'm thinking we're going to chop these off and reuse them. Because it's not boiling and it's not pressure, I'm not so critical about having joins and also swages and flanges and stuff, because again, it's just running on its own electric pump. There's no pressure there. You don't have it it's not boiling water or anything like that. It's just as cold water as you can running around the system under pressure and under no pressure. Well, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Okay, after spending 20 minutes trying to find the clips that I bought, we've got one hose sort of in. So basically, yeah, got a little bit too many pipes at the moment. I just, could do with just a nice pipe just so I can get rid of. I've got a little join in there just to try and kink it back. But as I said, it's not under pressure too much as far as I can think. Although that is a pressure cap, but obviously it could get hot. It does have an overflow. Yeah. All right. We may have to rethink some things. But anyway, let's not worry about it too much. And then I've just run the hose just the length of it all the way back, and we'll worry about the back bit at the next point. So let's see if we can figure out the second hose, and then have two hoses at the back, and then we can think about where we're putting the pump and the radiator. Hard work putting hoses on. As you can see, two pipes running through in the back there. I managed to just do this one in just one piece that I've just had laying around. It's all the bit of pipe that I had. Maybe we could do the other one actually, but I'm trying to work out how these fittings there. Normally they come straight through the bulkheads, because obviously they were part of the heater matrix, but now I've just lobbed them off. They're just a bit flippy floppy. But the main key thing is that the metal bit's going through the grommets, not too much to wear, hopefully. So anyway, that's the front technically connected up. We've got to go look at the back now. Not sure if this is the best view for you guys, but I'll do my best. So, we've got two things we need to fit at the back here. We've got the Subaru water pump for the charge cooler, and we've got a little radiator kindly donated by a subscriber. Thank you very much. I've forgotten your name again, but you donated a load of other pipes. So, it's what we got, so we use. So, we've got two options. We either try and mount this nice and flush against one of the rad. So once we box all this in, the airflow's going through it. Part of me then says, that's okay, helps, so maybe, I don't know. But then I think some airflow could go past it. The other part of me then thinks we could mount it near the front of the airbox, and we could have one of these ducts or two of the ducts going directly into it. So we're not getting any heat, radiation heat or anything from the radiator, although in my head, this box inside is going to get quite warm anyway, I would have thought, just by science. So I'll have a sit back and have a think And yeah, obviously mounting it anywhere here is easy because I can just bolt it down, bosh. I could just mount it inside the box again, but then you've got a chance of airflow going over it instead of going through it, but then you've got that anyway. We could always put a deflector inside the box, couldn't we? That's the point. So where we've got one nozzle coming in, we can make sure there's a deflector so it always goes through. That's it, doesn't have to be, yeah, that's what I'm sort of saying, wasn't it? All right, thinking. Whew. It's hard work putting rubbers on. So, one straight to the front, to the centre of the pump, centrifugal pump, so it blows outwards. One pipe onto that, goes across to the top of there, and then obviously another pipe coming from the front into the bottom of the rad. I think that will do. Downside I've got now is the fittings on the rad are not quite big, but they're bigger than the hose I've got, and the hose don't really, it's a bit of a tough work getting them on there. So I need to have a think. I'll either have to just make some adapters up for the moment, get the rad modified, or maybe get some heat on the hose and see if that will force it on. Well, I bought a kettle a while ago to give Nathan cups of tea. It's come in handy. Warming that up, managed to force a pipe on. How well it's going to cope, we don't know. But yeah, let that go. We should be there. Okay, other hose on. I might have cut it a little bit short, but I can't do much about it now. Oh, don't know if I've hurt your shoulders doing that. Oh, I'm a bit knackered. I actually just noticed as well I'm mounting the radiator. Well, the radiator is meant to go that side. Look, there's a little bleed screw at the top there, which is handy because I expect I'm going to need that. So yeah, so we got that in. So pump's not mounted, obviously. It's just resting there. Feed across. I don't even know if it works yet, but we'll have to figure that out. Pipe's going down to the front to the charge cooler, so we just need a couple more clips, Jubilee clips that we can put on without taking those hoses off. That's not a problem. And we'll just have to see how they stand up. I bought the cheapest hose I could because I needed like a good nearly 10 meters of it, or 6, 7 meters. And God, yeah, I expect cheapness doesn't help. So yeah, some rubber mounts for the radiator next time. Just bolt that down. Riv nuts maybe. A couple of riv nuts for the fuel pump. Oh yes, we're gonna love the riv nut gun next time. Jubilee clips, get the thing filled up with water, get some 12 volts on, which we've still got obviously the wiring that we got WRC controls made us. Had 2 pump wires in there because I was maybe needing a pump for the main radiator. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have a T-bone steak for tea. I think that was the plan. So yeah, from Lidl they were doing them the other day, so go get in them if you can get them, but they're selling fast. Alright, another short video, but it's a video and we've made some progress. So again, thumbs up please, subscribe if you don't, check out the description of any ways of helping. If you think you've got some parts that you think, hey, this could be useful for this car, get in touch. Give me a shout, tell me what you got. We're getting there slowly.